Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's your man Earl, episode 257 on the docket. September 14th. It's your man Earl. We are studying Secrets of the Vine. And let me be very candid with you right now. I'm on page 89 in the book. Looks like chapter 7. And in chapter 7, I should say, Bruce, the author of the book, he divulges the third secret of the vine. And I'm not going to tell you guys because what's the point of you investing in yourself if I give you the third secret? And so I'm not going to tell you the third secret. But I am going to look at the last two chapters, which would be that I looked at. I'm just making sure I'm right here. So you're in chapter 6 and 7. And I'm going to give you some tips out of 6 and 7. Okay. I'm going to give you some tips out of 6 and 7. First of all, once again, I need you to understand that I'm not going to give you the third tip because you need to invest in yourself. But I want to give you some tips. I want to give you some truths out of these last two chapters, 6 and 7. And here's one tip. Mature branches require heavy pruning. So, say it again. Mature branches require heavy pruning. So if you've been serving God, if you've been on the battlefield for God and you are a individual who is uh, in ministry following God, here is a truth that mature branches require heavy pruning to produce max yields. Brother, I don't know if I like that. It's a truth. I'm going to repeat myself if you didn't get it the first time. Nobody has a problem with the outward activities that God takes away. Cussing, the drinking, the whoremongering, the illicit acts, the dirty jokes. You know, no one has a problem with the outward activities that God prunes because those are the things that people expect. And also, watch this, you expect. What we have a problem with, though, is the inward pruning that God has, which deals with your value system, your biblical worldview, how you think about people, your personal theology that needs to be corrected. I'm going to say it again, your personal theology that needs to be corrected so you can grow in the knowledge and the power and truth and not your ideologies about what you think God is or who you think God is. Okay? And I said this last video, 256, I believe. If I didn't, I'm going to say it for the first time. The majority of Christians don't go this far because you cannot teach them nothing. You cannot instruct them because they think they know it all. They think what they think about is God is what it is. Very few Christian leaders are humble enough to be taught. You don't value truth. You value opinions. You value personality over truth. You follow after personalities because that's what's comfortable to you. So I get it. You don't want to be pruned. So guess what? You're not going to grow past your inward theologies, your inward ideologies, and guess what? You're not going to be corrected, first of all, by God, and you're not going to be corrected by people who God sends your path because you don't want to be pruned. And so I get that. All right. And that's why you don't argue with people. You don't argue with other pastors. You don't argue with other leaders. You don't argue with bishops. You don't argue with elders because most people, once again, have no problem with the outward activities of pruning. It's the inward spiritual biblical worldview, personal ideologies, incorrect theological references and understandings that God goes after the mature believer. He goes after your internal personality issues. People do not go this far. Brother Earl, I need some Bible. John chapter 6, 66 to 69, James 1, 3, 4. And this is where you approach your true tests of faith. Now, once again, I told you I'm not going to give you the third secret. You got to get the book, Secrets of the Vine. But I will tell you this, and we're done. Episode 257. Episode 257. Personal Christianity. Personal commitment. Personal competence. Say it again. Episode 257. Personal Christianity. Personal commitment. Personal competence. Let's break those down. Listen, we have to be sure that we are who we say we are. Do you really understand what it means to be a Christian? And I'm not saying this in a ridiculing way. I'm not saying this in a haphazard way. I'm not saying this in a derogatory nature. What I'm suggesting and what I'm saying and what I'm trying to help you understand, have you really given your life to Christ, to God, to the Holy Spirit? Have you done that? And guess what? Can you articulate that? And I'm going to stop right there. Personal commitment. Okay, if you have given your life, if you have given your life, I'm going to say it again. If you have given your life, Life, what is your commitment to God, to Christ, to the Holy Spirit? And then as you have grown over the years, as you have, watch this, begin to mature over the years, your competence, your knowledge, your information has accumulated over the years. And here's where challenges and pruning and trimming and gardening. I'm talking once again, this is all biblical, John chapter 15. This is where it takes place. Because your commitment and your competence needs to be pruned. And once again, I'm not giving you the third secret. Come in the bookstore, get the book. But what I am telling you is be very confident, be very truthful, be very honest about your personal Christianity, aka your walk with God through Christ. Be very honest about your commitment. Are you truly committed? And be very honest about your competence. What information, what truths, What biblical truth, what biblical information have you gained, have you gleaned over the years? And do these three areas in your walk with God line up? Episode 257 on the docket, September 14th. Once again, personal Christianity, personal commitment, personal competence. What is the information that you know and understand? God bless you. God keep you. Fig Tree Christian Bookstores. God bless you. God keep you. We're out.